for you on Daybreak. You'll start to notice more cyclists around the Ozarks these days. We'll look at how Springfield and Northwest Arkansas are taking steps to keep them safe.
And the star of a hit TV show on A&E was in town last night to discuss the real dangers of hoarding.
Plus, a three-part series targeting opioids and children kicks off in Springfield. We have more about their efforts with that story and more coming up for you on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. It's Wednesday, April 17th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
Joe Morano. April going fast for you?
It kind of is, yeah. I always think the first 2 months go so slow. March and April are flying by.
I thought that as well, because the 17th already is crazy. So anyway, middle of the week for everyone at home and us here, so I hope you're doing well there. Nice day yesterday.
Beautiful.
Hopefully we get another one of those today. That's what Elisa Rapp has been trying to tell us, I believe, right?
I think the temperatures will be nice, very similar to yesterday. We will have an increase in clouds and an increase in the mugginess a little bit.
Okay, that humidity is creeping up.
A little bit, but that's of course going to fuel some storms for the overnight, and we've got that severe risk that we've been tracking for overnight tonight. So while I'm on that, if you don't have a way to get warnings, get that figured out today so you can get that information tonight.
Okay, gotcha. This is what you're going to spend the next few hours letting us know, prepping us for this, right?
Right.
All right.
But this morning we're starting out warm. Temperatures are in the 60s, 64 degrees, with some clouds out there this morning and another very warm start. South winds sustained at 14 miles per hour. 64 is that temperature right now, and that daytime average is about 67, so a very warm start. In fact, it's still about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. 61 in West Plains, 61 in Branson, and 63 in Monette this morning. You can see these dew points are starting to get back into the middle and upper 50s. Doesn't feel bad this morning, but we'll start to creep into this sticky area here as we get a little bit closer to 60 on that muggy meter. Winds are out of the south, and that's what's continuing to bring in that warm air mass and that muggy air mass. We're dry all day today. No showers, no storms, just a couple of more clouds and warm temperatures. Mostly cloudy by dismissal with a high of 79 again, breezy and warm. Here's this severe threat for the overnight tonight. I've got lots of details on timing, type of threats, what to expect. We're going to go through lots of detail on this in a couple of minutes. We'll do that in about 10.
All right, Elisa, we'll see you then. In the meantime, with the warmer temperatures, you're probably seeing some more people out on their bicycles. And every year, the Springfield Police Department says it sees accidents involving both cyclists and drivers because people are not fully aware of what the laws are. The police department and the city says the most important message is just to be mindful of one another on the road. Some facts to clarify: bikers have the same rights as vehicles and should be considered a car on the road. But if there is a bike lane, people should use it unless they're making a left turn. Helmets are not required by law but highly recommended, and using your cell phone is not against the law but is discouraged.
It's nice and it starts to warm up and we see a lot more people out on the road, so this would be the prime time of the year that we'd really want to stress bicycle safety.
It works best if we all treat each other with respect. Always remember that the cars are bigger than you are, so it's more important to be alive than to be right sometimes.
There's also a map on the city's website of what roads have bike lanes and some other information on our website. And beginning this summer, cyclists in Arkansas will have some new rules of the road as well.
Hannah Zettel joins us this morning to help explain that a little bit further.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. Bicyclists will soon be able to ride easier as they make their way through motorist traffic. Governor Asa Hutchinson has signed a law allowing those riding bikes to treat stop signs as yield signs and red lights as stop signs. Arkansas draws in many cyclists, and with the warm season upon us, motorists will notice an uptick in the number of bikes that they share the roads with. This law is intended to keep traffic moving and make traveling easier for cyclists. Officials say bike riders will still need to pay attention to their surroundings.
You still need to abide by the laws. You need to drive on the right side of the road, and watch traffic and be aware of what traffic's doing.
It's always a cyclist's responsibility to make sure there's no cars and that they're not putting themselves in danger, but I don't think there's going to be any problem with it.
The new law for bicyclists will go into effect in Arkansas July 1st.
That's Hannah Zettel this morning. Thank you. Some more local news for you. The Bass Pro Shops half and full marathon is coming up in November, and Cox Health is trying to help you out if you'd like to run, but maybe need a little help getting started. This is video that you're seeing from 2018's run through Springfield. Former Olympian Jeff Galloway will lead runners through his training program. That starts up next week as he gets things going Wednesday, April 24th. There is a fee for the program. For more information, call the number on your screen that you see there.
The host of the hit A&E TV show Hoarders was actually in Springfield yesterday at the Oasis Convention Center teaching a class on how to overcome the problem of hoarding. Matt Paxton says it's a mental disorder, and after 15 years of seeing hoarded homes, he says 5% of the country struggles with the issue, and it may be some people you'd never expect. Nurses, teachers, and social workers are most likely to be hoarders. He says they've usually experienced personal trauma like death or divorce and are putting their self-worth into their stuff.
Best way to start cleaning out a hoard is one item at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same thing with the hoard. Don't try to clean the whole house in a weekend. Do 10 minutes a night, very slowly, very carefully. If at all possible, you want the person to be in therapy and slowly cleaning. If they won't do the therapy, it's rare that it'll actually stick.
Paxton also says hoarding actually creates a bigger problem for first responders if a fire breaks out in the home and crews cannot quickly get to people.
Let's move to some medical coverage for you this morning. A three-part series on opioid abuse started last night at the Midtown Carnegie Library branch. It's an effort from the pharmacy program at MSU and community partnership at the Ozarks. Since 1999, overdose deaths have quadrupled in Greene County, and the average first use age is 11 years old. Pharmacy student Amelia Godfrey says to only take opioids for what's been prescribed, properly dispose of medications, and have a conversation with children on how damaging drugs can be.
Their children are learning about medications, prescription or otherwise, from their friends and from other people, from the internet. And what we want them to take away from this is that if you model safe medication practices for your children, that is the lasting impact that they will have.
There are two more presentations in this series. On Saturday, the 20th, you can learn about medication safety for older adults, and another is happening on April 23rd. We've got more info for you when you find this story on ozarksfirst.com.
In an effort to reduce the number of opioid overdose deaths in Branson, several area agencies have come together to create the Overdose Response Team. It provides people with information on harm reduction and overdose prevention, as well as treatment and detox resources. People active in addiction may receive naloxone kits that could save their lives in the event of an overdose. Communities that have teams similar to this say they're already seeing a decrease in overdoses.
A traffic alert for you as you start your morning. Beginning today, Mount Vernon Street will close west of Kansas Expressway for 2 weeks. This is early work as part of the Mount Vernon Street Bridge Replacement Project, which gets really going in early May. Mount Vernon Street will be shut down for approximately 3 months when that gets moving. A posted detour will guide traffic around the work zone.
Still ahead for you this morning, despite similar services popping up, Netflix is getting more subscribers than ever.
Interesting. And how many new users it's gained in its first quarter is coming up in your Money Watch.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.